Everybody doing today? Back again with another video for you guys, and today we're going to be doing my full review of the Polaroid 3-piece wireless Bluetooth speaker. So I've been using this for about a week, maybe a little bit over a week, and I think I've pretty much got a handle on everything I wanted to cover on this full review for you guys. So without further ado, here goes the full review. So jumping right into it, the first thing I want to talk about with you guys is the build quality and the design. Now, from a build quality standpoint, this speaker is constructed quite well. You have 3 pieces, and they're all very durable and very sturdy and have weight to them. And you can see they have rubber grips, so you put them down somewhere, it's not going to slide around. So that's one piece. And here goes the other piece, which is more of the same. And then let me just do this so I can show you guys the main piece. So then right here we have the main piece right here. And then if I flip it around, you can see that this is where all the magic happens right here. Now I apologize because it's black, and black doesn't show up well on camera. But as you can see, you got your 2 aux ins for the speaker for the other 2 pieces, and you have an aux out to connect other devices as well as your Bluetooth. So, and then you have micro USB for charging, and then you have your power on and off there. And then right there on the back, as you can see, got a nice little tight close-up. You have your model number, and you have your FCC information and things of that nature. And so, now from a build standpoint, it is pretty good indeed. Here, let me just stack these back up. Doesn't matter in any particular way. Alright. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Slide that back. Slide this back, and there you go. So from a build standpoint, this bad boy is constructed quite well indeed. And I must say, I'm going to talk a little bit more about the durability later on, but it is quite durable. Now, let's talk about the design. Again, this is another one of those Bluetooth speaker designs that has a simple, straightforward, clean approach. No muss, no fuss. You have only exactly what you need, and that's about it. So it's a very utilitarian design. Now, before I move on to the next part, I do have to say there is one thing that I don't like about the build and design of this 3-piece speaker here, and that is the fact that you have 2 corded connections to connect these 2 mini speakers. Now, I view that as a negative. It could have been better if Polaroid had a connection in the back which was wirely connecting these 2 speakers, and then you charge them, or you charge the main one and it charges the other 2, or maybe if you charged all 3 pieces separately. Now, that has its pluses and its minuses, but y'all already know I don't like hassling around with cables, and from that aspect, this has actually fallen a lot, as it fell on my unboxing and first impressions video. So that's the only downside to the build quality and design that I can see, in my opinion. Now, moving on, let's talk about some of the core features in this guy, and there's really only 2. One is it has Bluetooth technology. Now again, as similar to some of my other Polaroid speakers that I've done, I couldn't really find any information on it. And the user manual only really had steps to pair and what was included in the box and stuff like that. So I'm not particularly sure what version of Bluetooth it's running, but pretty much all versions of Bluetooth are backwards compatible, so it should work with any of your Bluetooth enabled devices. So it does have Bluetooth. Once again, I apologize, I'm not sure which version. Another feature is this guy does come with a built-in battery. And y'all know that is a must for me when it comes to Bluetooth speakers and headphones in general. So that pretty much are the main two features that this three-piece here supports. Now, moving on, let's talk about the sound quality and the volume. Now, from a sound quality perspective, this speaker is pretty good. It's very crisp and clear, and it does not distort on either the high and the low ends of the spectrum. From a volume standpoint, this bad boy gets quite loud indeed. And you'll see a little bit later in my demonstration, after I go over the steps to pair, how loud this boy gets here. But from a sound quality and a volume perspective, this is actually quite good. Now, what I want to do for you guys is go over the steps to pair this bad boy here. So let me angle this down. And there we go. Now, on your Bluetooth enabled device, you can see I have my Droid Turbo here. You want to go in, then navigate to your Bluetooth settings, and then turn it on, make your device visible, and then you want to scan for nearby devices. Next, on the speaker itself, you want to turn it on. I think it may be turned on already. Hold on. Double check. There it is. It's turned on now. Turn it on, and it's going to automatically go into pairing mode. Now, then you're going to scan your device. Right here, you hit scan, or in my case, refresh. And you should see this pop up down here. Now, the reason why it popped up so quickly is because I already had it paired to this device previously. So once you see that come up, this is the model number you're looking for, the PBT 3006C. You're going to tap on that, and it's going to start the pairing process. And as you can hear, you get a notification letting you know your device is paired. Now you can go on and use it to do whatever you would like. Keep in mind though, this does not have a built-in mic. You can still use it to listen to your phone calls, but there's no built-in mic to it. So if you are taking phone calls with this guy connected, you're going to have your phone close by. So there is that. Now, let me go ahead and demonstrate for you guys a little bit of the sound quality. So let me just go ahead and pull up a YouTube video here, and preferably something that I cannot get copyright strikes on. Let's see. Alright, and let me just pick one of these guys here. Alright, this one will work. Alright, so after this commercial, just pause it real quick. Okay, so now I'm just going to go ahead and let it play. First I'm going to let it play at 25% volume. Then we're going to bump it up to 50. Then we're going to bump it up to 100. Now, there is a little downside to this. I noticed that at 25% or lower, the speaker itself is quite poppy. But once you get above 50%, the speaker plays just right. So you might hear a little poppiness or going in and out, but I think that I'm not entirely sure what that is. But once it gets over 50%, you will hear it plays just right. So now we're going to start out with 25% volume. Here, let me fix it. Yeah, that's, oh wait, powered it off. Didn't mean to power it off. Alright, so that's about 25% right there. There we go. Alright, let's bump it up now. Take it to 50. Alright. Whew. Ah. Got a big old smile on my face right here. Let's get out of that. Let's get out of that. Alright. Don't want to make the neighbors too mad with this one. Don't want to make them too mad with this. So, right there, you can see that it does get quite loud. And the bass, I don't know if you can hear it. I don't know if my mic could pick it up. But the bass actually sounds very deep and very... you can feel it. There's a big smile on my face right now indeed. So just wanted to go over that for you guys. Now, next, let's talk about the Bluetooth range and the Bluetooth strength. Here, let me just tighten this up. You don't want to have any more technical difficulties. So, now, let's talk about the Bluetooth range and the Bluetooth strength. Now, in terms of range, I do not know if this one adheres to the standard, but the range on this is actually pretty weak. You actually have to keep your connected device pretty close by, otherwise you're going to have some connection issues. That being said, the same thing could be said for the strength. If you're somewhere with this guy where there's a lot of interference, you're going to have a lot of difficulty and connection issues. So the range and the strength on this take a little bit of a hit, but it is what it is. But in my opinion, the range and the strength on this is a little bit weak. Next, let's talk about the durability of this guy. Now, from a durability standpoint, I would have to say that this guy is quite durable. Now, I've been using it for just about a week, give or take a few days, and I've dropped it a lot. It's the cables, guys. I just have an issue with cables. They get snagged, they get easily tangled, they get caught on things. This guy has actually dropped at least 3 or 4 times. And you can see that from a durability standpoint that it still looks brand new. Now there's no issues on any parts of the speaker, and it still performs as if it was brand new. No issues whatsoever. But it is what it is. But that's just a testament to the overall durability of this guy. And I don't know, but when you introduce cables, I guess I just become the clumsiest person on the planet. But it is what it is. But from a durability perspective, this guy is going to hold up quite well. Now, let's talk about the battery life and the overall charging times in this guy. Now, from a charging perspective, to go from 0 to 100, it's gonna take you approximately 4 to 5 hours. Now, keep in mind that there are some factors that may make this go faster. The key factor being that if you use a wall plug and charge this via micro USB, it may charge faster. But seeing to the fact that I couldn't find any battery information, I was a little bit hesitant to try and charge this guy with one of my turbo chargers. That being said, the way that I charged it during the review period is through my computer using the USB to micro USB cable provided. And doing that, it's going to take you anywhere from 4 to 5 hours to reach a full charge. Also, you'll know when the battery is low because you'll get a little notification tone letting you know that the battery is low, and then it will power itself off. It's almost like a phone busy signal. So I just had to point that out. Now, in terms of overall battery life, keep in mind now, in my particular testing, I tested the battery at 25% and 50%. I'm a little scared to keep it at 100 because, as y'all see, it gets quite loud, and you know I don't want to get in trouble with any of my neighbors or anything, so you know, I'm scared to push it to 100. But at 25%, you're looking at getting just over 17 hours of overall battery life out of this guy. And at 50%, you're going to lose about 2 to 3 hours, give or take an hour or two. So, with this guy's battery life, you're looking at getting anywhere from 15 to just over 17 hours of overall battery life, depending on the volumes at which you keep this guy here. So if you're able to find a happy medium between battery consumption and volume, you'll actually get this guy to last quite a long time. And if you use my usual formula, where let's say you use this guy for 2 hours a day, every day, you're actually going to get it to last quite a long time. So just take that into consideration. But also keep in mind, everybody's usage patterns are different. We all use things differently, so your results may vary. This is just what happened in my particular test and my particular results. Everybody's results may vary. Alright, that being said, now I just want to give you guys some positives and negatives. Then we're going to talk about the price, and I'll give you guys my final thoughts and maybe a recommendation or two. So, let's start off with the positives. Positive, you get a solid build quality and a solid design. It's very clean, it's very functional, it's very utilitarian. Positive, you get a built-in battery on this guy, which gives you a very, very good amount of battery life. Positive, this guy actually gets quite loud and the sound itself stays quite crisp. Positive, this guy takes about 4 to 5 hours to charge. Now that can be a positive or a negative, but when you factor in the overall battery life of this guy, I like to call it a positive. Now, what's next? You also have the Bluetooth connectivity, so you can connect this guy up via Bluetooth, and keep in mind that most Bluetooth are backwards compatible, so you can connect it up to your smartphone, your tablets, your computer, all of which I did, and I had no issues. Also, if you don't have a Bluetooth connectable device, you can also use the aux-in connection to connect it up wirelessly. And also, as I said in some of my previous videos, if you having mass amounts of interference, or you have this guy somewhere where it has a lot of interference, you might want to consider using that aux connection. So those are all the positives. Now for the negative. One major negative is that these two mini speakers here have to be connected wired style. So if you're like me and you become very clumsy when cables get involved, you're going to be snagging these guys an awful lot. An awful lot. And, you know, it is what it is, and they're going to get knocked over an awful lot. Alright. That being said, another negative would probably be that there wasn't really any indication of the overall battery size. There was no indication of how long this guy would take to charge or anything like that, so you really just have to play it by ear. That pretty much does it for the negatives. Oh, and there was no built-in mic in this guy either, so that makes it a little bit more difficult to make and receive phone calls and do things of that nature. Alright, that about does it for the positives and negatives. Now, next thing I want to talk about with you guys is the price. Now, this guy was another Big Lots purchase. And it's crazy how good the deals at Big Lots are. And I was able to pick this guy up for just over $26. And you guys may be wondering, for $26, can I recommend this guy? And I would have to say, I'm going to have to give it a yes. Yes, I can recommend this guy for $26. Because I think the positives of it vastly outweigh the negatives. And the few negatives that it does have, I think I can more than happily deal with. So yes, I can honestly recommend that you guys go out and pick this guy up for just over 26 bucks. Alright guys, I think that about wraps up this full review of the Polaroid 3-piece Bluetooth wireless speakers. Keep in mind guys, all links to where to purchase this will be down in the video description. And if you guys enjoyed the video, please help your boy out and give it a thumbs up. That really does help me out. You don't know how much. And as always guys, if you know anyone out there looking for some high quality products and devices at some really great prices, please share with them my channel, because I'm doing this for everyone because we all deserve the best. Alright, that being said, I hope everyone has a great day, and I will catch you guys in my next video. Peace.